Today, on Be Something Wonderful, 3 keys that will change your manifesting game overnight. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, good morning and welcome back to the studios of Be Something Wonderful. I have a big video for you this morning. The question came up again about negative feelings, intrusive thoughts, unwanted circumstances, how to deal with them, how to still manifest everything that you desire in spite of them. Well, we're going to talk about these ideas with 3 key or essentials that will change your manifesting game. So it's going to be big. But before I get to that, I want to answer a question that's come up on the channel over the last few days that has come up before, and we've answered it many different ways and many different times. And even in the last 2 videos that are linked below in the description, we answered this question. But I'm going to answer it again because you know I love answering these questions. And if you want details, go to the last 2 days, the first 2 videos in the description that are linked. It really does answer this question thoroughly. If 2 people manifest or are manifesting the same person, how is it possible that the 2 will get them? How, or not get them, but how can they manifest the same person or the same house or the same job or the same jackpot or the same lottery? But here's the answer. It's not the same person. It's not the same house. It's not the same job. It's not the same jackpot. It may look similar, but it's not the same. Each person creates or manifests, hear this, their unique version of their world, their unique version of that specific person, their unique version of that house, their unique version of that job, their unique version of that jackpot. There are infinite specific persons that look like that same person. And remember, they are the same point of consciousness. But that point of consciousness is an infinite being and has infinite versions of them. But the version you see, the version you interact with, depends on who and what you're conscious of being. You create your world and you populate it with the people, events, and circumstances that resonate with who and what you're conscious of being. That's powerful. You create your entire world. You create the people, events, and circumstances in your world. And others create their versions of the people, events, and circumstances, even if they look the same in their world. If we were sitting in the same room and there was a coffee mug on the table, we would both be looking at that coffee mug. But it would be a different coffee mug because it's a different reality. It's a different world. You create your reality. I create mine. So there are infinite realities, possibilities, and versions of every person, event, and circumstance. So these 2 people with that specific person, it's a different version of that specific person. So they both could manifest them or not manifest this person. It just depends on your version of events, your version of the world. You might see a world where they manifested them and you didn't. You create your reality and they create theirs. That's powerful. So we've talked about that. And what I just urge you to watch more of the videos because it really rounds you out in terms of your understanding, right? And you can ask a lot that have been on the channel for a while, right? Their whole life has changed. So 3 powerful ideas, pillars or essentials or keys that will change your manifesting game overnight. And when I say will change, I'm not referring to the future. I'm saying will as in the modal verb, absolute certain. I'm absolutely certain that it will change your reality. This is absolute certainty here. It will change your reality. You will manifest your biggest and most outrageous desires. You will create your dream life. You'll finally be that person and identity and version of you that you've always desired to be right now. So here they are. And I've talked about these ideas before, of course, but never like we're going to do today. It's always new. It's always now. Here they are in no particular order. First, your changing thoughts and feelings, hear this, don't create and manifest your reality, you do. Those changing thoughts and feelings are just changing thoughts and feelings about reality. They are not reality, you are. They do not create your reality, you do. You do with what? With your attention, with your awareness, with your focus. You are source, you are substance, you are supply of your entire life experience, not your thoughts and feelings. Those are changing. Those are not reality. Anything that changes is not reality. You don't change. That I am awareness, that awareness of being, of who you really are, the real you, the higher you, your inner being, that doesn't change. But when we call the thoughts intrusive, when we call the feelings negative, when we call the circumstances unwanted, when we say we're getting triggered by them, we create this idea that they create reality. We give them the power and authority to determine our state of being, to determine our reality, to determine who we are. We allow these changing thoughts, feelings, and circumstances to define who we are versus defining who we are and allowing the thoughts, feelings, and circumstances to be whatever they are. Wow, this is powerful. So stop trying to deal with, change, get rid of negative and unwanted thoughts, feelings, and circumstances and realities. You can notice them. You can see them. You can feel the feelings or feel the thoughts, but do nothing with them. Do nothing. They mean nothing. You don't have to avoid them. You don't have to avoid them, run away from them, deal with them, cope with them. None of that. Do nothing with them. Like Jesus said at the pool of Bethesda to the paralyzed man, they mean nothing. They do nothing. Stop trying to cope with and feel better about memories and thoughts and feelings and circumstances and realities that are no longer or not your preference, that are no longer or not your desired or ideal reality or experience. Remember what the Magician's Way says. I love quoting the Magician's Way, William Whitecloud. Thoughts and feelings are the siren call that leads you away from what you want. They're not reality. They merely reflect in your awareness those changing assumptions that you have about yourself and reality. But when you decide who you are, when you know who you really are, that you're that awareness of being that never changes, now you're coming from a powerful assumption that I am that I am. I am God and there is no other. I am source, supply, and substance of my reality. That's powerful. Changing thoughts, feelings, and circumstances are not reality. You are. Just because you think it, just because you feel it, just because you see it means nothing. Only your assumptions about them matter. Do you hear it? Sometimes we think something or feel something or see something. And then we have thoughts about that, believing that, oh no, I'm not an assumption. We have an assumption that we're not going to get what we want. Or we're going to end up what we don't want. You get to determine it. You can assume, no matter what those changing thoughts, feelings, and circumstances are, I am who I am. I am that I am. I am that person I always desired to be. You can assume otherwise. You create that through that powerful assumption of I am that I am. I am God and there is no other. In other words, your assumptions about yourself and reality, your what they call self-concept. Who do you say I am? Who do you say you are? Create your entire life experience. And you have all the power and authority over that. Not the changing circumstances, not the changing thoughts and feelings. And I know you're going to ask the question, well, Tom, what about all these spiritual teachers and coaches that talk about the idea that you got to feel it, that you got to feel the emotion of it, you got to feel good, you got to feel positive, right? You got to feel your wish fulfilled. In other words, like Neville Goddard. Well, let me start with Neville Goddard, what he really meant by the feeling of wish fulfilled. When I speak of feeling, I do not mean emotion. In other words, the changing emotions of thoughts and feelings, but the acceptance of the fact that it is fulfilled, the acceptance of your end, the acceptance that you're already that person you desire to be. That's what he means. It's a conviction. It's the I am conviction that comes from choosing to be who you desire to be and accepting that, hear this, as your only reality, no matter what. By always choosing to be your ideal, always seeing reality as you would like it to be, always remembering reality as you would have liked it to be, always choosing to be that next best version of you. Create your ideal life experience, create your dream life. Wow, that's the feeling of wish fulfilled. It's an absolute conviction that comes from within you. It's a choice, right, to be in who you desire to be and accepting that as your only reality, standing in that knowing, going to the end and staying there. That's powerful. So stop fighting and trying to flip or change those temporary thoughts, feelings, and circumstances. Stop fleeing from or trying to ignore them. Stop giving up and giving in to them. Instead, just do nothing with them. Be indifferent and assume and be who you desire to be, wish to be anyway. Give time, space, and attention to your imagined and desired identity and reality no matter what. Go to the end and stay there. A magician's way says this, William Whitecloud. No matter what you do, whether you fight, submit, or flee, you've always got your attention in the wrong place. You're always looking in the wrong direction, right? You're looking in the opposite direction of everything you want. He talks about being stuck in the swing circle, stuck in trying to get reality correct, the circumstances right, trying to flip the thoughts and trying to feel better about realities and circumstances that are not even your choice, not even your desire, right? You're focused on what you have to do or who you have to be to occupy that desired reality, right? How do I become that? You're stuck in the process. Be it, assume it, choose it. Right? This is powerful, right? Okay, so let's continue. Second point, right? First point, remember, thoughts and feelings are not reality, you are. Thoughts and feelings don't create reality, you do. Yes, we talk about the idea, as other spiritual teachers do, that thoughts and feelings, everything's creative on some level. We talk about the levels of creation. But what's the source of it all? The source is you as the substance, as the source, as the supply. Everything comes from that, right? So what's the second idea or the second essential? You can be, manifest, and create everything you want, everything you desire, everything you wish for, no matter what you're thinking, feeling, and seeing. Wow. That's it. That's the key, because we always think that because I'm thinking this or feeling this or seeing this, I'm not going to get what I want. Creates that fear, right? What is fear? The feeling, the assumption that you're not going to get what you want or you're going to end up with what you don't want. That assumption of non-fulfillment. Remember, the true measure of positivity, right, when we talk about being positive, is the degree to which you are aware of your true self, or the real you, or your I am awareness. Regardless of the changing thoughts, feelings, and circumstances. It's the awareness of who you really are. Then you can think, feel, and see anything. You can wake up in a grumpy mood on the wrong side of the bed, but still know that your source, your supply, your substance, and be more aware of your true nature. And then that's what positivity means. It's not about moving your way up and down the scale, the emotional guidance scale, or the scale of consciousness. You are the scale. You are all of it, right? You're not what your thoughts, feelings, and circumstances and others in the world says you are. That's why I always use this quote from Scripture in Matthew 16:13, where Jesus asks his disciples, "Who do men say that I, the Son of Man, am?" The Son of Man representing you in your physical manifested experience. Who do you say you are? Right? And the disciples answer. Some say John the Baptist. Some say Elijah. Others say Jeremiah or one of the prophets. Remember, you're playing all the parts here. This is you talking to you. Are you allowing the thoughts, feelings, and circumstances or others or the world to say who you are? That's what the disciples are saying. Then Jesus says to them, but okay, I get it. Yeah, there's thoughts, there's feelings, there's circumstances, there's others, there's the world, but who do you say that I am? He presses them. This is you. Who do you say you are? Not the changing thoughts, not the changing feelings, not the changing circumstances, not what others say, not what the world says, not what your past, what your remembered past says, not what you believe those programs from childhood say. Who do you say you are here and now? Because that determines your entire life experience. Past, present, and future, it changes everything. It rearranges reality. It rearranges time and space. This is powerful. Thoughts, feelings, circumstances, others, your past programs, it's not about any of those. It's not about moving up and down the emotional guidance scale of consciousness. It's about knowing and being more aware that you are the scale, that it's all you. Jesus, your I am awareness at the pool of Bethesda in the show The Chosen, says to the paralyzed man, after the paralyzed man complained about all of the circumstances, everything that he was thinking and feeling, he was even weeping. We're talking about all of that. But Jesus says to him, I know, for a long time you've been feeling this, a long time you've been going through this, but this pool, these changing circumstances, those thoughts, those feelings, those circumstances, others, the past programs, it means nothing. It does nothing. It means nothing. You don't need this pool. You don't need to flip and your thoughts and feel better about conditions or circumstances that are not your choice. You don't need to do anything about what others are saying or your past programs. You don't need to do anything. You only need me. In other words, you only need the awareness that you're already that person you desire to be. Your own I am awareness of who you really are. Nothing and nobody, no person, no event, no circumstance, no thought, no feeling, no emotion, no past memory or program can keep you, hear this, from manifesting the life of your absolute dreams right now. It's the only thing that can either create it or keep you from it are your own assumptions of who and what you are. This is power. All the powers of you. I am is the emotion. It's source energy. There's only one emotion. There's only one feeling. There's only one essence. It's source. It's absolute it's absolute. I was going to say gratitude and love, or gratitude. It's absolute gratitude and love. It's your essence. It's the peace that passes all understanding. Yeah, it's that. It's love, baby. It's gratitude, baby. It's the essence. I'm not talking about mere changing emotions, where sometimes we feel really grateful, sometimes we feel a lot of love, and sometimes we don't. Those are not the changing emotions. This is a state of being. This is your essence as source. This is the love that never changes. This is the gratitude that never changes. This is the peace that's always there, even in your greatest days of grief. When someone close to you has their transition or their death experience, even those greatest days of grief, you can feel that peace, that love, that gratitude that passes all understanding. Underneath you is that source, beneath you, behind you, as you. You are the programmer. You are the coder. You write the code. You create the programs. There's no program running your life. You write it all. That's powerful. It's all you. Which brings us to number three. Number three, your assumption, your acceptance, your conviction of who you are, as I am awareness, is your experience of reality. All of it. All of the people, all of the events, all of the circumstances reflect your concept of self. They are reflections, projections of you, your unique identification as source, as a unique personality, as a unique individualized essence of all that is. and what and whom you give your time, space, and attention to unfolds as your physical, linear, horizontal experience. Here it is again. I've showed this in many different ways, many different times. You as all that is, as that I am awareness, the real self, the higher you. You create that multidimensional, greater personality, that essence, that center of all that is. You from that, this is you, right? You as the real self, one with all other higher selves. But you are that superimposed version of all of those possibilities, all of those images, all of those realities, all of those versions of you. You're shifting in every moment to creating a new version of you, a new version of events, a new reality. Right? One of you asked, I think, on the channel yesterday, I'll get back to this, about the idea that, well, Tom, how come we have to change film rolls then? If we find a film roll that we like, can't we have it for a month or 2 months? Remember, it's not about time. And it's not about staying in any one film roll or identity. You're an infinite being. It's saying that you're always shifting and creating infinite versions of you or film rolls or realities. And as you focus on being the ideal you, you're always moving to that next best version of you. That next best version, that next best film roll of who you are. Creating infinite different scripts of your dream come true when you focus on being that person that you've always desired to be. You're always moving, you're always shifting. That's what reality does. Consciousness is conscious of something. Awareness is aware of something. Life is livingness. That's what life is. It moves, it lives, it has its being in that essence that you are, right? So then you have your I am identity. Who do you say that I am? And then you create, but it's all from the vertical, your experience, your linear horizontal experience of who you are. The past and future are just ideas. They're changing in every moment. The film roll, remember, is your identity, your infinite identities, and you're shifting in every moment. This film roll, it changes in every moment, but it doesn't mean it has to be different than one that you prefer. It can be your preference, but it's the next best version of your preference in every moment as you focus on being your ideal. And then you create this horizontal linear experience in time and space. Right? You put space between events that we call time. So you can experience the simultaneity and the instantaneity of all that you are. But who you really are never changes. And so to the degree that you are aware of who you really are is the degree of your positivity, not the changing thoughts and feelings and the changing circumstances down here that are always changing. They mean nothing. They do nothing. It's you being aware of your true nature, that you're always in the vertical. And that the horizontal linear experience is about experiencing yourself as source. That's powerful. Those are the 3 keys or essentials or pillars that will change your manifesting game overnight. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on our videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, The Ambassadors, at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful, for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, TikTok at Be Something Wonderful, anywhere on social media at Tom Kearin or Be Something Wonderful, and also on our membership channel. We're going to have a new live stream. It's going to be in December. It will be announced shortly. It's going to be just before the Christmas holiday. And so we will have a live stream. It will be our holiday live stream. And that will be announced shortly over the next few days. That's going to be exclusively on the Be Something Wonderful membership channel, where you can ask questions live on the chat or send them to info@besomethingwonderful.com. Guys, keep in mind, as you ask questions on the channel, I've said that many months before, that I don't answer the questions on the channel, I answer them in the videos. So we're aware of your questions, and a lot of you also participate and answer the questions for others, and that's beautiful. And yes, there is Our team members normally comment, but normally just to say thank you, that we see you, that we know you're a light, that we love you. Those are generally what we answer with. And then we do the unpacking here on the videos or on the live streams. So stay with us, guys. A lot more coming. This is Tom Kearin here in the studios of Be Something Wonderful. With great love, with great light and infinite gratitude. We'll see you soon.